Hello guys, this is Coach Johnny from Digital Cash Flow Experts, and I feel like a billionaire today. Okay, there is $6 billion in sales here, $5 billion in sales here. You know, this is amazing, and today we're gonna have an amazing show. And most important is we're going to share a cool mastermind investing club, right?
Mastermind Investment Club.
Investment club that they actually have put together, and they're gonna go over how you can benefit and potentially you can invest in deals like he used to invest in the Shark Tank, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So why don't you introduce yourself so people that don't know about you? Who is Bernd Ollman?
So the very hard and fast on Bernd Ollman is that more recent memory I will say is I have a company with the guy right next to me, Celebrity Lifestyle Brands.
I bring a couple million to the billions.
It's really exciting. And going back before that, and I will explain later why I'm really excited about Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, I started a company in 2009 called Star Branding, which says stars can be brands. And I started that with Tommy Hilfiger, his brother, another guy. And Star Branding, when you are with people like the Hilfigers, you have to think big. So we partnered with the largest apparel manufacturer in the world, Li & Fung, created something called Mesh, Music Entertainment Sport Holdings. I was the founding CEO of Mesh, and under that umbrella, we then launched what turned out to become the largest celebrity deal ever done, Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony at $3.5 billion. Wow. Yeah, so that's how we kind of, and once you do the largest deal, ever, well, every single celebrity worth their salt want their own multi-billion-dollar deal. So the hard and fast is branding, licensing, and a lot of deal flow courtesy of the
and let me do this because he's very humble, right? And I've known these guys for a long time, my business partners. So he started off with Donna Karan, opened up stores worldwide. From there, he was recruited by Daymond John, the people shark from Shark Tank. He became the president of FUBU International, helped him grow to $400 million in revenues from about $100 million. He then was recruited away by the Fat Fashions brand, Russell Simmons. And then he took that brand from 80 million to 800 million. Wow. And then Tommy Hilfiger recruited him away, and they did that deal with the Mark Anthony, Jennifer Lopez. But then he also did Nicki Minaj, Adam Levine, Rolling Stone, Steven Tyler, and a whole bunch of other assets. So that's why we call him the $6 billion man, the man behind the brands.
And the people that
Thank you, Greg. I really, from now on, I'm really just going to point to Greg.
Yeah, just slip me that $100, would you?
And how about Kevin? The people that, I mean, most people know about you from Shark Tank.
Kevin.
Oh, well, so I started 35 years ago in the, as seen on TV, infomercial business. So I pioneered really that industry and worked with Tony Little in the fitness world and Jack LaLanne in the juicer world, George Foreman in the kitchen, all these kind of things. And so that was my core business. But then Mark Burnett called one year and said, hey, would you like to be on Shark Tank? So I did a little bit of that for a few seasons and 175 segments. So I've invested in about 500 products that have done over $5 billion in sales. And so I love looking at deals, deal flow, products, and met these guys and said, let's form something here that we can create that can take people that have projects, products, businesses that needs capital and help them take it to the next level. So that's what Mastermind Investment Club is all about.
Wow.
And then can I return the favor? Well, actually, I'm not. You do a better job of it. But I will say, so the one thing I will say is, so Greg is, up until now, a self-proclaimed internet marketing guru. But I hereby proclaim, you no longer need to be self-proclaimed. He is an internet marketing guru, absolutely, which is why I'm so excited and proud to be a partner. But tell them how you started, because that's so cool.
Well, and again, so Kevin over here is like one of my mentors, I love, he started the entrepreneur, the EYO, right?
It was YEO, Young Entrepreneurs Organization, which now became EO.
So my passion is entrepreneurship, capitalism, free enterprise. I love helping entrepreneurs. We love help financing entrepreneurs. I got that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You ever read that book?
Yes.
That book was written about me. So anyone.
One was broke, one was rich.
Yeah, that was me. So I was born to a really wealthy family. My parents got divorced when I was 2. I went and lived with my mom and had a stepdad, another stepdad. She got married and divorced 3 times. I went to 5 grade schools, 3 junior highs, 3 high schools. And then one day my dad got me into investing. I jumped into his new Jaguar. He said, you ever invest before? I go, nope. He says, have you got any money saved up? I go, yeah. I had $2,000. He put a $100,000 investment in. I put my $2,000 with his 100, and we made 7 times return on our money in 4 months. So I turned my $2,000 into 14 grand. I'm like, I have found my home. I want to be a stock magnate, right? So my dad taught me to invest. I started making 30, 40, 50 grand a month in the early 80s at the age of 20, 21 years old. I then told my dad, hey, this guy that I'm working for is taking 50% of my commissions. I want to buy him out, because I just read the book Think and Grow Rich, and I was listening to Zig Ziglar and Dennis Waitley and Jim Rohn and all that kind of stuff. My dad said, well, go buy him out. So I ended up buying the firm I worked for, and I became the youngest owner of a full-service operating, full-service investment bank in the history of the United States. Right. I spent the next 20 years of my life raising money for companies and entrepreneurs. And again, a tie to us is I raised the original seed capital for Home Shopping Network. Now, if you can imagine this, Coach, somebody calls you up, or I call you up and go, hey, this is Greg, you got to invest in this company. It's called Home Shopping Network. They're going to sell stuff on the television 7/24, 365. Now, this was like 1982, 83, 84, somewhere in that little window right there. There was only 3 channels. Cable was just coming out, and no one had ever spent any money over the telephone with a credit card. And I'm pitching Home Shopping Network. People were hanging up the phone, Ryder, you're crazy. No one's going to invest in that. Well, that created what I call torrential downpour economics. And what that is that little $600,000 we invested in that entrepreneur, we believed in him. We gave him the capital to drive that business home. Look at the trillions of dollars that one success has had on our economy around the globe. Wow. And that's why we're put together.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so you guys in this mastermind have, you were explaining yesterday to me, called DVRS, a method of investment. What is that exactly?
So I'll tell a story, then I'll let you start. So we were talking about it, and we said, let's start a mastermind investment club. And you're sitting there watching Shark Tank, and you're thinking to yourself, God, I'd like to invest in that deal. Or you watch West Texas Investor Club or The Profit, and you're just going, man, I'd invest in that deal. So we said, let's create a mechanism where people can invest in deals right alongside of us, right? So we were talking about it. We were talking about deal flow, and we were talking about vetting, we were talking about Rolodex, and we were talking about structure. And Kevin, in his infinite wisdom and his wit, goes, that's the DVRS method of investing. So what's D?
D stands for deal flow. And so when I went on Shark Tank, the very first week, 250,000 people Googled me on the internet because they wanted to get to me, because they said, hey, Kevin took a few pitches on TV, but I want to get to him directly. So ever since then, I've been getting literally thousands of people a month coming to me, pitching me, right? And so I've taken over 50,000 pitches. So I have this tremendous deal flow of people that have ideas, products, businesses looking for capital. So the start of having a good opportunity to invest is you got to have, if you only have 5 deals to look at, maybe none of them are any good. But if you got 1,000 to look at, which is the deal flow aspect that we have, we get a chance to look at a lot of deals. That gives us an opportunity to throw the ones out that we don't want to invest in, and we see some pretty good ones in there. So that's the first thing, getting a lot of deal flow. And I know Bernd gets a lot of deal flow because he's running in that celebrity world. So between us, and Greg, obviously yourself too, but we've created this business that gets a tremendous amount of deal flow.
And you're gonna bring these deals to this mastermind?
Yes.
Wow.
And we can even share a couple of those that we did at the last mastermind, and we go through this.
Yes.
So that's D for DVRS, and then V is vetting. So collectively, the wisdom that we have and the amount of deals we've invested in and the billions of dollars of sales that has been generated and the capital and the net worth, we can vet a deal very quickly. So let's say you're a guy, you just sold your business, you got $5 million, you got $10 million, you want to invest, you want to play the game a little bit. How do you vet a deal? How do you do your due diligence? What are the red flags? What do you look for? What's the structure? How do I get involved? How do you vet the deal? Well, that's what our job is. So the deal flows come to us, we vet the deals, boom, 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 and we can vet deals very, very quickly. We have due diligence teams. We know how to look at deals very quickly. So we're kind of like that pre-screener, using our wisdom, our relationships to vet deals. And then, so then you come to the next one, which is Rolodex.
Before we do that, real quick, I love it when you say, so when the guys call you and say, Ryder, I have this amazing deal. It's the best deal ever. And you ask, oh, wow, that sounds really interesting. And how many deals do you see? I've seen this one. Well, how on earth do you know that it's the best deal ever, right? So there's a lot to be said for that, right?
Well, no, and again, you go to Silicon Valley, you go to any angel investor, you go to any investor, and they'll tell you the single biggest thing to having great investment is deal flow. Without deal flow, you don't know what a good deal looks like.
Right. That's exactly right.
Then R. What is R?
So R is Rolodex. And we like to say that your network is your net worth, right? Your network is your net worth. So the Rolodex, and when you do all the deals, when you do, and you've had the type of traction that Kevin has had, and you've done all the deals that we have done together, you end up building a tremendous network that you can draw upon in so many different ways, both to identify opportunity. We very, very often, I think this is huge, we very often see off-market opportunities. So, one thing is being out there and everybody knows the deal and everybody's bidding on a deal. That's something very different when someone is seeking you out because of your network, coming to you before and saying, hey, this is about to happen. We are interested in partnering with you. That's the power of the Mastermind Investment Club. So that's going on. When you speak to really the true power of Rolodex, Greg eloquently gave you my background. When you do the largest celebrity deal ever done, there are a lot of people standing in line wanting deals. Yeah. So we're not wanting for deal flow. And one quick example, just one great example that I got to see kind of up close and personal when it comes to leveraging Rolodex. So Tommy Hilfiger, for instance, who really, no accident, of course, someone like Tommy, I mean, he has had just profound success because he is a profound individual. And every single designer and business guy in the industry has come to Tommy at one point or the other. Michael Kors came to Tommy now quite a few years ago. And he came for advice, like so many people did, and basically said, I need help. But it wasn't help how to grow his business. He wanted help how to exit his business graciously. He was kind of at the end. He wasn't sure what to do next. Tommy then, number one, gave him some good advice, how to do his business differently. Secondarily, leveraged his Rolodex, called some of his former backers. Those guys ultimately came in, invested in Michael Kors, and today that brand probably have around a $9 billion market cap. Wow. So from being on its way to an exit to a $9 billion market cap, courtesy of some high-profile guys' Rolodex. That's the power of Rolodex.
And from an investment standpoint, think of it this way. We're not going to invest in a deal where we can't pull out our phone and call somebody that can accelerate growth and decrease risk. That's the two things that we're always looking at. What are the risk reducers that we can install through our Rolodex? And how can we accelerate growth through a phone call? So Kevin might say, Bernd, we need a celebrity for this. Actually, Kevin has an amazing Rolodex of celebrities too, right? Yeah. But so what can we do there?
But we also, if it's a product, we need manufacturing, we need fulfillment, we need the customer service, all of the different things that you need to do. And then, okay, we're going to now take it for retail distribution. That's a great area of Bernd's expertise, is being able to take it into retail distribution, get retail partners.
Right, so, and or licensing as well.
Or licensing, right.
So that's the R in Rolodex. And then the last one is structure. And so structure is really, really key. As an investor and a former investment banker and spending, raising hundreds of millions of dollars structuring mergers, acquisitions, and all kinds of deals for Wall Street, we want to get that Wall Street market cap. We want to structure deals. And again, you see it and what's really cool about Shark Tank is now they're educating the public on structure. You're always talking about Kevin O'Leary wanting to do royalty deals. And so what's the exit? How do we structure? Is it convertible preferred? Is it preferred? Is it a debt deal? Is it a royalty deal? Are they going public? So we know how to structure deals that will protect all the investors in our investment club, as well as be reasonable with the actual entrepreneur. So even though Kevin's often referred to as a shark, he's really not a shark. He's a really nice guy.
So can you give me an example of one of for your last mastermind that you had, one of the deals that you brought to the table?
So we have a product that actually was on Shark Tank called the Cool Box. Okay. And this it started out as a toolbox, which it's now actually a cooler, but it's multifunctional. It's got Bluetooth speakers and it's got a telescoping handle, nice big wheels to pull on the beach. You can plug your phone in. It's an entertainment center. So I look for things that are unique, multifunctional, have some kind of positioning in the market that's unlike anything else. So, I mean, look, the Yeti has been huge in the market, but it just cools. This cools, it entertains, it charges, it has all these other functions, and it's amazing. So this product was designed and developed, engineered by the guys a guy by the name of Chris Stoikos, who's a social media influencer, went on Shark Tank. They didn't get a deal. We ended up coming in, getting the money around the mastermind group, and we've now raised over $1 million for that project, and it's now going to be taking off here. Production units ready to go. It's going to be hitting retail shelves very soon.
So that was one, and one of the other ones that our last deal I really liked. So let me share with you, has everyone recognized that every coffee cup there, I see one sitting over there from Starbucks. Can you hand me that real quick? Yeah. So see this cup right here?
Yeah.
This is not recyclable. Every coffee cup manufactured around the globe has plastic in it to keep the heat in, to keep the cup from disintegrating. That means they're not recyclable. So if you were to Google Starbucks offers $10 million, you'll find that Starbucks actually put out a press release that they'll pay somebody $10 million if they can come up with a recyclable coffee cup. Well, guess what? One of the investments we brought to our last investment meeting, which was actually funded, is a company that has a patented, around the globe, technology to make coffee cups that are recyclable.
Do you call Starbucks?
I was just going to say, was this like arcade little segment there?
Starbucks, send the $10
million. Let's get that $10 million.
Okay. So what, if you can summarize, what are the benefits of joining this mastermind?
Well, as an investor, you get to take a look at deals through the eyes of the sharks and ourselves who have seen thousands and thousands of deals. So many investors are putting money into things, I guarantee you, that they shouldn't be putting money into. So you can tell us, hey, you can actually bring a deal to the Mastermind Investment Club and say, what do you think about this deal? And we can do the DVR on it right there, and primarily the vetting and the Rolodex to see, does it make sense, right? But so it works both ways. We have the investors that come in looking for deal flow, and then we have the people that have a deal that are looking for investors. So it's like a Match.com for money and deals and people that need money.
It's like for example, I have ideas on products, you know, and I don't know people like you. Now, if I join this mastermind,
we're hanging out. You're gonna.
That's it. Wow. It's a community. Yeah. It really is a community, and there's a level of camaraderie. And I really like, Kevin, one thing is us bringing deals and pitching the deals, but the fact that we are an investment club, I like the fact that the members can kind of bring deals to their club. Yes, there is something really powerful about that. Oh yeah, I'm a member of this club. I'm a partner with, you know, Kevin Harrington and, you know, Greg Ryder and these guys, those type of guys. You know?
Well, and again, the benefits, you think about the investment strategy and the investment opportunity, what you learn is invaluable. The other thing is just that expansion of the Rolodex. For the people that join, you're expanding your Rolodex, but think about this for a second. Every single person we get, and we're very selective about who we let in. We don't want anyone, everybody. We want you to bring value. Who do you have in your Rolodex? What expertise do you have? Is it in biotech? Is it in manufacturing? Is it in medical devices? What is that? So the bigger our club gets, the better our Rolodex gets, and the more we can install more risk reducers into our investments. So it's self-serving in that regard, right? The more people we have, the bigger our Rolodex gets, the more, you know, risk reducers and things we can put in play. So that is fantastic. And then on top of that, we're starting to add some just digital marketing and branding training. So some of our investors, they have businesses. They're doing 20, 40, 50 million. They need help with digital marketing. They need help with their brand strategies. So we're actually doing some training in addition to each mastermind with our investment opportunities. We're doing some marketing. So we want to add value over and above the investment vehicle so we can help grow their business through the network and through actual tactical strategies and philosophies when it comes to marketing.
And what I love about the club, people are actually doing deals at our meetings. I mean, literally writing checks, okay, or certainly committing to, I'm in for, I mean, people will come in, make a pitch, guys are standing up, I'm in, and funding the deals. I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road. It's our version of a Shark Tank on TV, but it actually happens right there on the spot.
How many times you guys meet a year?
4 times, right? 3 or 4?
Well, 3 is kind of, we stay as 3, and we've been throwing in a 4th one.
How many days?
Which is kind of tied into the pitch tank.
Yeah.
So we also do a thing called the pitch tank. Yeah. And it's a live Shark Tank in front of about 2,000 to 3,000 investors in Las Vegas. And we always throw a 1 day in with that. So it's about 3 to 4 deals.
How many days they stay in?
Usually it's 1 day, or we're actually going to be doing maybe 1 or 2, 3 days. Okay. So that's where we're going to implement the training for marketing and branding strategy.
Okay, and the last question is, who do you want in this mastermind? Who will be your ideal client to be in this mastermind?
we can all kind of give that answer, but really it's like, it's a high net worth accredited investor. Now we have a few people that are not accredited, but they're on their way to being accredited, but really it's about people that have a net worth of over $1 million or more, excluding of their home. They have some income, they want to invest, and they don't have to invest in every deal. We want to have people that have great personalities, that want to add value, want to give, and want to serve. And again, all three of us have spent an enormous amount of our lives helping entrepreneurs and perpetuating capitalism, free enterprise, and we're all about helping entrepreneurs. He's really strong on the consumer side. Bernd's really strong on the fashion and manufacturing side. So I think that's what we want. We want people that can add value, that want to hang out and do deals. You don't have to invest in all the deals, but we don't want people just coming in and hanging out. You should be committed to investing in some deals.
And people that want to meet people like you guys.
Yeah. Right, 100%.
You know?
I think there's one other aspect, I think, just as Greg said, you certainly may not, or you don't have to invest in every deal. I think if you're going to come, you should engage in every conversation, because at the end of the day, much to Greg's point, you bring value just by being there if you participate. But to just come to sit and be a casual observer, I don't foresee that being really a viable kind of member going forward.
Also, I might have a product that I don't know how to push it. I can join this mastermind, and maybe you guys can help, right?
Well, you got two sides, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you don't join. This is for investors only. This is the Mastermind Investment Club, right? So then the entrepreneurs who have a product, like I'll give you an example. We have this thing called the pop-up pet door. We have an inventor that came to us. It's this pop-up cool pet door. I show it to Kevin. Kevin's like, I think this has got legs. I get with you, right?
Yeah.
You guys don't even know this. I got with him. He did a test.
Oh, wow.
They
Okay.
sold 19
We
of
sold.
these. We sold 19
right.
of
Yeah,
these things
easy.
in a couple days. And he goes, Greg, how many do you want to sell? We can scale it. This is a winner.
Okay.
So I said, stop. We got to get our manufacturing in line. We got to make some phone calls. Got to give me some stuff. So, but that's an entrepreneur bringing the product in, and that's a different scenario than joining as a.
But they can come to the mastermind and learn and network.
No.
But they can come and present.
They can come and
They come and
present if they get through the
They come
vetting
and present.
process.
They get-
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, anything else you wanna?
What's your comment?
Yeah, so I think that's funny. We just had a good case study of a Rolodex issue here. Greg knew Gianni, and then you did the test. So that test proved successful. So that's something then that the Mastermind Investment Club will have an opportunity to invest in. This is called, we like to call, I call it test before you invest, because for a relatively small investment of digital marketing, we can see that it's working. So now let's go raise the money around this whole project to create a big business, and a business that has tens of millions of dollars in sales potential, right? So that, I think, is ultimately what we're all involved in this for, is to find these pitches that lead to big business opportunities that might need a little bit of the Rolodex factor. We're going to probably get involved in helping on the manufacturing side. We're helping on the digital side. We're going to need the retail distribution side. So I think at the end of the day, virtually every service that's needed to take a product, a business, or a service to the next level and beyond is available through the connections at the Mastermind Investment Club.
Yeah, I was just going to say case in point, and it's the same thing, and it's funny how that works. So we have been working with, and actually had the founder of a company just join us just for cocktail hour as the last one, and he has come up with this unique technology that take plastic bottles, and he can turn it into, quite frankly, fibers, and you can actually have clothing, which is unbelievable. But be that as it may, and we all talked to him, but when the pet door thing came up, they were like, we need some type of material. Does anyone know? Well, this guy, who was there for a different reason, those plastic bottles, turns out they will be actually a perfect vehicle to create pet doors through. So that's one conversation now, again, just leveraging the Rolodex, leveraging the group and the knowledge. It's pretty powerful.
So I want to comment on one thing before we wrap this up. Is so one of the things that we're doing, that we're a little bit different than like we're a lot different than an angel group. So the angel groups are straddled all over the country. They're geographic in nature. They're typically looking for that unicorn investment. And that unicorn investments, I want to put in 50 grand. I want to cash out with 50 million, right? The Facebooks, the WhatsApps, the Instagrams, those kind of things, right? Now we do look for those, and we want to see those as well. But with Kevin's expertise, We do a lot on the business to consumer, and we look at cash flow and royalty. So like with the pet door, we might give you an opportunity just to invest 10 grand, get a little piece of the royalty to get you involved in investing. So you don't have to invest 100 grand this and 50 grand that and 500 grand this. Although we have investors that do that, we do have opportunities that are small, giving you the chance to kind of get in on the royalty. So we do prom notes. So prom note's a promissory note where it's going to pay you maybe a single digit, 8%, 10%, double digit returns with the warrant kickers, so you have some leverage, and you may or may not have some collateral with that. We do pre-IPO investments. Tell them real quick about Celsius.
Yeah, so I love getting involved at the early stages. So Celsius was a little company. They had just gone public, 10-cent stock. It went to 20 cents. They called me. I got on the board. And of course, we used the Rolodex to bring in some celebrities. We brought in Flo Rida. We brought in some retail distribution. That went from a couple $1 million market cap to over $225 million over the next 3 years. And so I was one of the founding kind of board members of that company and got a lot of stock in the process. And that stock is just, it's almost a 50x return on investment.
So those are the so that's not even a pre-IPO. That was an actual publicly traded company. But we do some pre-IPOs where we get in right before they go public. We actually do some private investing in the unicorn type deals, and we're also getting into real estate. So we got some real estate investors bringing some real estate deals in. So we're very, very diversified in the kind of things that we're investing in and how we want to pool our money and get returns for our investments. And again, it's about leveraging the whole network to make more money, create wealth, and perpetuate free enterprise and capital.
The investors get to pick what they want to invest in too. I mean, as Bernd said, we want them to participate, but they can be there for education, for networking, for meeting people. But they're not required to invest. If they want to invest, they can, but they get to pick and choose the things that are most suited for them, right?
And the reality is, when you see a good deal, you're going to want to invest.
Right.
That's exactly right. And I think the other aspect of it, we touched on risk mitigation, but I think for a lot of these guys, they may not be professional investors. They may be high net worth individuals, people that have seen some success, they have some money, they want to put their money to work. They will be significantly better off in a system like ours with the intelligence that they have access to, as opposed to trying to navigate all of that on their own. So I think that's pretty big when it comes to risk mitigation.
And I'll finish this and you can wrap it up. He gets paid $50,000 and up just to go speak on stage for 90 minutes. Bernd gets $50,000 a month per client and up to $250,000 a month per client. You can go to his site and look it up. So just to be in the room with these guys and learn and listen to them speak, I'm sitting here so blessed, and I'm just lucky that I created a relationship with and earned respect with Kevin, and then met Bernd through Kevin, right? And then we created this company together,
Rolodex.
and I was the visionary behind this. So it's really fun, and we would love to invite you guys to apply and to see if it's something that would work for you.
Click on the link below if you're interested in being with this Rolodex of people. I'm so excited, and you know, we're gonna take the applications and see if we are a good fit, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you,
Hey,
Kevin.
Gianni, thank you, man.
Greg. Thank you, bro. Guys, click on that link below if you enjoy this, and can't wait for you to apply.